guys, it is Jo and welcome back to Trauma Talk. As you will see, I am here with my beautiful friend Abby, who you may recognize from one of my first videos. She talked about grounding exercises and anxiety, and she is graciously back with us here tonight to talk about a not super fun subject, but a really important one, which is running into your abusers after abuse, because that is an experience that both she and I have had, and it is terrible, and you can survive it, obviously, but it is really difficult for a number of reasons, and we're going to talk about that tonight and kind of talk about our experiences with that and living through it and what that looks like. And I'm going to start by asking her to kind of tell a little bit about her story and how she ran into hers, and then I'll tell a little bit about mine and we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I was 4 years old when I was first being abused. I was groomed for a while, and then things progressed to tickling, molestation, until we get to is pretty much as far as you can go with a body that small. It went on for about 4 months. So I was at a harvest festival when I was 8 or 10, in there somewhere. Doing all the churchy Halloween things, looking for candy, cakewalks, that sort of stuff. When my parents realized that he was in attendance. And they found me, they pulled me into another room, they sat me down. Hey, this person is here. What do you want to do? And I told them that I wanted to see his face. Mm-hmm. So they kind of walked me out into the little room. I caught a glimpse of him, freaked out, and said, "Get me the hell out of here. I have to go." Well, I probably didn't say hell because I was a small child. But I was like, "No, we have to go. We have to go right now." I was trying to be brave. And the second time was at Walmart. So I was just looking through one of those bins of movies, and I looked up, and I saw him walking towards me. And I felt frozen, absolutely frozen. Yet I started running somehow. I couldn't feel my legs. I was panicking. I had a panic attack right there in the middle of Walmart. So the third time, I was attending a firefighter fundraiser, if you will, with a friend of mine when I was in high school, in her district out in the middle of nowhere. And I didn't realize it, but my abuser's sister's husband was a firefighter at this place. I was a little thrown off and uncomfortable even seeing her there, even though she had never done anything to me, but I still associated her with everything, and I was pretty uncomfortable. But I was getting through. I was going to be fine. And then this truck drives up. And I look over, double take. He gets out of this truck and starts walking in my direction. Same sort of frozen run again. Yeah. I ran to the car that I had come in and just sat in it, and I shook and cried and sobbed. And saw him go to pick up his niece at the time, who was probably around 4 or 5, maybe 6 years old. And she was screaming, and I felt this incredible, horrifying urge to just run into this situation and take that little girl away from him and scream at her parents and be like, "Don't you know what the fuck this guy?" Because they all knew. Everyone knew.
Yeah.
And, but no, I couldn't move. And I still feel guilty about that, honestly. But then again, I was 16, 17, what would I have done?
What are you going to do, seriously?
It's paralyzing mentally. Not just, I'm not just afraid, my heart's not just racing. It's not just oh my God, what's going to happen to me? It's almost less of that and more of how could all of It's more of, how was this real?
Yeah.
How did this thing
No, I totally get that.
actually happen? And it's standing there in front of my face, and I have to acknowledge that it happened, because there is that monster.
It's a really
right
good
there.
way of putting
And
it.
there is that nightmare. And sometimes it's easier to push it into a nightmare, even though you have all the outward symptoms of it. So, panic attacks, anxiety problems, depression, PTSD, whatever you have. But then all of a sudden it's right in front of your face, and you have to deal with the actual thing that happened to you. You have to actually confront the thing that happened to you, not all of the side effects.
Never actually thought about that, but I think that really, at least for me, like, hits on it too. It's not just like the terror of them there and like the fear of it and everything. It's that I think to exist in like life and to survive, you sort of have to build at least a little bit of a wall for some time between all of the traumatizing, awful stuff that happened and like life, and try to move on and try to deal with it and everything. But you've got to kind of put some stuff in boxes to survive. And then when they're there, those boxes don't exist anymore. Like, it's all right in your face. Like, it's the nightmare is real. And you can't, there's no separation anymore.
It's no longer in the past.
No.
It's right here in front of your face.
And all of it happened. So for me, I filed a restraining order against my abuser. And I did not think he would show up to the court date, because people said he probably wouldn't. And so I was sitting in the hallway outside the courtroom, ready to be called in, and I turned and looked to my right, and all of a sudden he turned and like walked down the hallway. And I remember feeling like, if you've ever had that experience, it's really hard to put into words, but like something between like getting run over by a truck and hit by a train and like deer in the headlights and can't breathe and the world stops and suddenly the nightmare is right in your face. And also, because I had a relationship with this person, I knew this person, like, there was all that history, too. Like, there was also a friend who walked in, who became a nightmare. And so it was, like, this just insane amount of emotions to try to deal with, and very, very paralyzing. I think that was a good word. I mean, you're just frozen, very frozen. Quick kitty break. This is Inigo. He's been trying to eat our lights for a while now. He looks cute and cuddly. He's evil deep down inside, but we love him.
All cats are evil deep down inside.
But he's so cute. He's very content right now. So anyways, the second time that I ran into him was at a court date for another girl that he abused, whose case I was involved in. And I knew that he was going to be there, because he had to be there for that one. But I don't think there's any way to prepare for it still, even if you know that your abuser is going to be somewhere. And he walked in and actually sat down next to me and my family, even though there were many other seats available, because they try to still fuck with your head and control you even long after you're out of a relationship. And I remember once I left the courtroom, his mom and his brother had come with him, and when I got out to the parking garage, like, I felt like frozen for most of the court time and like paralyzed and all of that. But when I got to the garage, I just remember like freaking losing it and screaming and being like, how is this real? Like, how can he still be walking around? How is this possible that people are there supporting him, that people are still his friends, that like he has support and all of that. So if you have run into your abuser and you do not know what to do, I don't have an answer, but I think what I would say is know that what you're feeling is 1,000% legitimate. Like, whatever you are experiencing is okay, and do what you need to do to take care of yourself. Like, if that means taking days off work, take days off work. If that means like staying in bed, stay in bed. If that means calling someone, like whatever that means, attend to that, because seeing that person again is re-traumatizing, at least for the vast majority of survivors and victims. And so if you are experiencing all kinds of horrible, overwhelming, paralyzing emotions, know that you are absolutely not alone in that, and that is, I feel like it's silly to say it's okay to be feeling that, because it's so okay to be feeling that, and so expected, and you are absolutely not alone.
Let yourself be what you need to be.
Mm-hmm.
Take care of you. If that means going home and sitting in a bubble bath,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know if that means sobbing, if that means going to a gym and beating the hell out of a person or a bag. I was thinking of like boxing. Okay, God, give me a break. If it means going to a gym.
That's what I used to do. I used to do MMA and like boxing, so it did mean that.
Okay.
So.
If it means letting it out at a pillow or screaming, or you know what? Even if it means confronting.
Mm-hmm.
Some people get enraged, the fight or flight, the sympathetic nervous system kicks in. Sometimes you need to fight. I'm not saying to cause a fight. I'm not saying to assault anyone else.
Yeah,
I'm just saying that, like, I mean, maybe you need to say your piece. Say it. Maybe you don't. Maybe you need to run.
That's a good
Run.
point.
Maybe you need to write a letter to her or something, and she'll tell you that it's okay to feel how you're feeling.
Yeah, whatever that reaction is, that's okay. Thank you guys so much for watching with us today. If you've had this experience, I am so sincerely sorry, and if you have not, I really hope you never have to, but know that either way, you are not alone in what you're experiencing. We are here, we've experienced it as well, and we're here for you. Abby, thank you so much for being here with me today.
Anytime.
She's awesome, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much, guys.